I want to show you something here. This is the tomb of the last king of a once great Southeast Asian empire. You see how they pay their respects? Hello. His name, Iskandar Shah. Yes, Iskandar Shah. And he was allegedly buried here. This being his tomb, according to tradition. But it was in the late 14th century that the great kingdom of Majapahit here in Southeast Asia, based in Indonesia, conquered this place and expelled the king, who went and founded another great kingdom, or sultanate, the Sultanate of Malacca, along the Straits of Malacca, an important shipping lane that turned that place into a great trading kingdom. So what was this previous kingdom of Iskandar Shah? It was called Singapore, known today as Singapore. Iskandar Shah.
Yeah.
The last king of Singapore.
Yeah.
All right. You come to pay respect?
Yeah. Respect. Yeah.
Yes, you respect Iskandar Shah, important king, huh?
Yeah.
You're from Malaysia?
No, Singapore.
Singapore.
Are
Oh.
you?
Israel.
Israel.
Yes.
No global.
War?
No lah, eh?
War is not good, yeah.
No good lah.
No good. Yes.
You nice man lah, no good lah.
Here. Decorating the tomb of Iskandar Shah. And this is the famous Fort Canning in downtown Singapore, built by the British, who of course controlled this territory through the 19th and mid-20th century, and also tried to defend against the Japanese invasion during the Second World War. But what happened after that? Well, the British withdrew, and this area became part of the Confederation of Malaysia, because Malaysia was also a British territory, until the Singaporeans were expelled from that confederation. So yeah, you may see a bunch of Singaporeans chilling out now, but you must understand that in 1965, they found themselves in a precarious situation, surrounded by discontent former allies, Malaysia and Indonesia, and a very, very small territory. This is a replica of the original flagstaff that was used as a signaling system for boats out in the bay that is now blocked by the trees, the skyscrapers, and the reclaimed land over there. And if you go about 20 kilometers in that direction, the other direction, well then you're at the border with Malaysia. So we're talking about a tiny piece of territory with zero tactical depth, surrounded by potential enemies and a very small population. Who in recent history had been in the same situation? Israel. And so Singapore reached out to Israel for help in establishing a defensive system based on technology, quick response, and a citizen army that could be conscripted at short notice. They only had 2 battalions when they were expelled from the Malaysian Confederation. No real naval force, no real air force. But the Israeli instructors came here and helped train the soldiers and establish those defensive systems and weapons in a defensive partnership that persists until this day. Singapore's first Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, called his country an Israel in a Malay Muslim sea, and admitted after the 1967 Six-Day War, we were relieved the Israelis were not defeated, or our armed forces would have lost confidence. Singapore would go on to buy large bulks of Israeli military equipment, from AMX-13 light tanks in the late 60s to the Iron Dome defensive system in recent years. And it's starting to rain, so I have to take out here my pink umbrella that I got from the place that I was staying at. It was the only one they had left. They were like, "You want a pink umbrella?" Of course I do. Any umbrella will do. But to continue our story, so Singapore now has a population of less than 6 million people, which is quite large considering the territory here, but still very small. So they have a reserve system similar to the one that Israel has, where a lot of the citizens here in Singapore are not full-time soldiers, but they can be called up for a reserve in case of a national emergency. I saw here also yesterday fighter jets flying overhead. They do drills sometimes, and the place is so small that they have a Air Force base outside the country in several places, including in Australia, because there's just no room to build an airport besides the Changi International Airport that they have over here. So that is why the defense and security ties between Singapore and Israel are very, very close. With that being said, though, when it comes to actually diplomatic declarations, Singapore is very neutral. That is their motto here. Friends of everyone, enemies of no one. Let me show you. The rain doesn't stop people here from picnicking in the outdoors. Bam. Deng Xiaoping, leader of Communist China during the 1980s, transformed them from an economic failure to an economic powerhouse that they are today. Ho Chi Minh, great leader of Communist Vietnam, led the Viet Cong in the resistance against the Americans. Jawaharlal Nehru, Prime Minister of India. Jose Rizal, leader of the Philippines independence movement. And Mr. Stamford Raffles, a British guy considered the founder of modern Singapore, meaning Singapore under the British. But you see, there's also a bunch of other memorials for the British here. It's like East and West come together in Singapore. They commemorate all the cultures, all the political ideologies over here. They love their picnics in Singapore. Sorry, is this picnic day or is every day like this? Every day? Today? Ah, because it's Sunday. The sun's come out. Now they're using umbrellas to protect from the sun rather than the rain. But what we can see over there, that is the merlion, mermaid lion, what's become the national symbol of Singapore. And in the background over there, that is the downtown financial district of Singapore. Very small country, very little territory, no natural resources, surrounded by enemies, and yet one of the world's most successful countries. Look, they even reclaimed land here in the bay so that they can build the Marina Bay Sands, one of the world's most expensive hotels, and now a landmark, famous landmark of Singapore. And maybe it's because of the Israel connection that they say Gaza could have been the Singapore of the Middle East. I don't know. Or just Singapore is a synonym for a very successful country in a very small territory through financial prowess and human capital. That's what creates success, not territory. Boom. See you next time.
这个呢是啥？